Kolluri from CIP Study Abroad and Immigration. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. Welcome to the talk. I'm pleased to invite Michael and his spouse Shweta, one of our CIP clients, to the talk, the CIP International Graduate Review. Uh, Welcome to the talk. Thank you very much. I know, I had to, we don't plan this. And when I have somebody coming in, we request them. And thank you very much for graciously, uh, saying yes to the video interview, though I had to convince you a bit.
Oh, so
Yes.
sorry
So
about
where
it.
are you guys? Could you just, a brief introduction of yourself? Where are you from? And what are you
Yeah,
doing now?
so we are from Mumbai, and I came on study permit to Canada. And initially, it was quite struggling. But then, once I completed my studies, and now I'm settled in a good job, and all that was possible just because I did a lot of hard work and research on stuffs. And yeah, initially it was difficult for me and for Michael as well when he came in after 2 years because of COVID, he was
It was a
stuck.
long time, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
Shweta applied for study visa. She applied for second program Canadore College through us.
Yes.
And Michael, her spouse, we applied for spouse open work permit. It was a tough time during the COVID, but
Yeah.
the things did work out. Michael is an IT professional and is currently working as a software test engineer here at in Toronto. It was a tough journey, was so getting back to all Michael and Shweta, was it worth coming to Canada? Was it the correct decision?
Yes, of course it was. Like there are a lot of differences, compared to India. Now we have good standard of living and good salary as well. Yeah, good salary as well compared to India. So we are enjoying our journey in Canada, even though it is a bit struggling, but still it's worth it.
It's
So whatever, yeah. So once, right now we don't have PR, but once we get the PR, it's going to be a successful journey. So yeah.
Definitely, it will. It's only a question of time. You guys are at,
Yeah.
Michael is completing his work experience, and he'll be around 460 to 470. You already are around 486. If we have 486, right, or 489?
Yeah. 486.
486. So, if we have some big draws, easy draws, Michael is in tech, he might get it in the STEM or the ONP,
Yeah.
tech draws. So, it should work out. It's only a question of time. And I hope we can have another interview when you get your PR.
Oh yeah, sure. And thanks to
So,
CIP team.
you're
They were
welcome.
always here, to help us. And all these calls and all are really very helpful for us. We can join and we can quickly resolve our doubts. So
And
these
thank you
calls are
as well.
really very helpful. Also the
Thank you.
group.
And thank group.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much for applying through us as well. You are what making us successful. And I always say your success is our success. Right. And so
Yes.
thank you
That's
for it.
true.
So first, I always ask about the challenges. Like, what were the challenges, Shweta, you faced? You came as an international student, right? You didn't really have any friends or relatives here. You started coming from a middle
Yes.
class family from Mumbai. You came here, you started everything from scratch without your spouse, right? So, what were the challenges you had to face?
So as I mentioned earlier that when I came, it was a COVID situation. I was not getting the job because there was scarcity of jobs that time. But then I remember I used to sit in the morning and call 10 to 12 agencies every day to get the job, and it was really very struggling. But still, at the end, I was having the pressure of saving the money for my second course and everything. But at the end, after struggling hard, I was able to pay my fees by myself. So that is something I feel that is something that I feel that
That's a big
I'm
that's a big
successful. Yeah.
accomplishment. Very true.
Yes,
But please, for all the
accomplishment.
other international students, please don't expect to pay your second year tuition fees with your part time. It's a lot of work. Remember, your
Yeah,
focus should
that's
be
true.
a 100K job. not 10K. It's not easy. Shweta did work
Yes.
out work very hard, and it was the
Yes.
COVID times. You were able to work full time, right? Those days.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but again, please make sure that you have sufficient funds and focus on studies. That's very
Exactly.
important. But still,
Exactly.
it's a big accomplishment with you alone
Yes.
working and making money for your second program. It's good. So apart from the jobs, what else like how do you find the community Canadian people around here? I know every second person is actually a foreigner, especially if you're looking into GTA, right? So
All
how
are like most of them are Indians. So there was no problem in, settling up between them because we know them, right? So I didn't find any, challenges in settling in Canada because most of them are Indians, right? And even and this is a multicultural country, so there are people from different countries. So it's a good experience, we get to know about them, about their culture. So it's fun.
fun. So jobs, accommodation, how did you manage the accommodation?
So accommodation, yeah. So I used to find accommodations on Kijiji or Facebook. Every time Facebook Marketplace and all. Every time I found my accommodation through Facebook Marketplace or Kijiji. So it is quite easy to
It
find the
wasn't difficult.
accommodation. Yeah.
Okay, okay. How did you manage the study and workload, right? Like,
Hmm.
here it's all you have to cook, you have to clean, you have to do your part-time job, study, do your assignments. So how did you manage? I know
So
it was a difficult time you mentioned finding part-time job, but what was your first job and how did you manage to do both study and work?
my first job was into an accounting firm. So that was very first job, and it was just a contractual job, 2 months contract, and it was on part-time basis. So it was quite easy for me, and it was very flexible with in terms of time. So that time I used to work. I was in York University, and my schedule was morning schedule. So it was very easy. In the morning, I used to attend the classes, and in the afternoon, I used to go to my job. And then in the evening, I used to work on my assignment. So it was quite easy for me, you know?
Quite easy, right?
Yeah.
York, especially, I love York University. To be honest, it has the credibility, it has
Yes.
the reputation, right? Very good. And also the programs, good programs, professors, teaching faculty, campus experience, and also
Right.
the study load, right? It's taught by professionals, so it's not like going
Yeah.
back to school. It's like studying a professional certification, four
Yeah.
hours of 4 days and 4 hours of classes, pretty
Right.
much manageable, right? I love York.
Very
We have
manageable.
good
Their
experience.
schedules are really very nice and manageable. They never created
Yeah,
any problem. And the professors and the quality of education is also very nice.
that's good. So,
Mhm.
yeah. So, Michael, you had to wait so long during the COVID. It took a long time, I
Almost
remember.
almost 14 months.
Yes. So, it was a tough time. But when you landed in Canada, right? Like, what was going in your mind? What was your thoughts? Uh, how did you see the difference between the two countries, India and Canada?
Yeah, for me, both are same almost because in India, even I was working from home and here also the same thing. So
Okay.
there is no much
You're
difference
like me.
in my work. Yes.
Right, not much difference in the work. But again, like when you go out, when you see the world around, how do you see the difference between the two countries apart from working from home?
Yeah, the roads are good, I would say,
You're more into the
because in
yeah. After
Mumbai,
after Mumbai trains, I think you
yeah,
would
for
definitely say Canada.
In Mumbai traffic is too high, but as compared to Mumbai, the roads are pretty good.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So how about I remember the first when you called, you were concerned, you joined our Zoom, you sent me a resume, and I told you it will take time. You will definitely find a job. So, what was your experience back home? You software manual tester, right? How many years of work experience did you have?
Um, 7 years. Back in
7 years
India,
of
I'm yeah, working with Wipro and 7 years of experience in the software
Mhm.
testing.
Okay. So how was so when did you land here in Canada?
In April 2022.
April 2022. And how long did it take? you to find a job? It was tough time, right? COVID recession happening.
I
So
got
how
the
long did
job
it take?
in, yeah, actually interview process is too long. I got the interview call around June, and my joining would be in, I guess, July 2022. So it took a
July.
month, more than a month, but yes, it's worth it.
It was worth it, right? So how many interviews did you have to, how many interviews did you have to give? And what was asked in the interview? How was the interview style? Like, you had experience in India, you had experience of interviews in Canada. So was it any different what you had back home? Uh,
No, here I can see it's a pretty straight. First round is the HR one, and the second one is manager. But the wait time is too long. I
they
mean,
had
from
not
HR
really.
to manager round, it's almost took 18 to 20 days to get me into second round.
They were a bit slow, I think. It was, it was
Yes.
the year when so many tech layoffs started after the,
Yeah.
just of COVID. It was not easy. How many jobs did you apply?
I think 40 to 50 around.
40 to
More
50.
than
How
more
many
than 40 to
interviews did you
50.
receive?
Out of 40 to 50, I guess 5 to 6 interview,
That's
and
still
this
not
was
bad.
my third company. And after interviewing by a manager round, then they confirmed me on the spot. So it took
That's
me
good.
time for background verification. They took too long for background verification. That's why my joining date was really late.
Okay. Okay, that's good. So, guys, both of you, what would be your advice? Shweta, you took a longer road. You took the whole load of your family to ensure the path to Canada, right? You came alone.
Yes.
You have two sisters.
Yes.
My younger sister is in the US. She worked hard. Like, I can't imagine middle class girls from very traditional families coming all the way alone, right? You took such a
Mm.
difficult path. So, what would be your advice to all the prospective international students and professionals like you who are taking this difficult journey?
Yeah, so I would just say that don't lose hope and keep struggling and achieve your goals. Without, without struggle, nothing is going to, nothing, we cannot achieve anything without struggle. Everyone has to struggle more or less, right? So keep struggling, achieve your goal, have targets, and then, yeah, that's it. Don't lose hope
Yes, yeah. Consistent
till
efforts,
the
that is
end.
very right.
Hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, guys, I always repeat in every interview, please make sure that if you're planning to come to Canada, right, freshers, unless you have very strong English skills, freshers, I advise to have at least 1 to 3 years. It makes a lot of difference in the express entry points. It makes a lot of difference in your career as well. Getting a job when you have some experience, it's always easier than a freshers. Freshers, be it India, be it in Canada or US, it takes time, right? So please make
Mhm.
sure undergrad students, I strongly suggest please don't come unless you really, really understand. And then the only option for you guys is to come get your PR through the PNP if you want to stay here, right?
Right.
So, um, and Michael, your advice to all the IT professionals.
Yeah, the market is bit slow, but apply as much as possible and give your best shot in interview. That's the
Yes,
only
that's
thing. And through connect in LinkedIn, because I have applied many jobs in LinkedIn and I got the response very quick. So LinkedIn is very helpful for IT
LinkedIn
professionals.
is the best. I think in
Yes.
today, LinkedIn is probably the best, especially in Canada. We don't have a Naukri.com or all the Indian
Yeah.
websites. People are here.
Mhm.
Here, LinkedIn is the best source. So please
Yes.
work on your networking, make contacts LinkedIn, follow the companies what you want. Start early to contact the HRs, make a list of all the employers you want, follow them, make connections within the company. So this is very important. Yes. Well,
Yes.
I wish you, all the best. I'm sure you will get your PR, and we are here to support you. It's a question of time. I think probably the next 3 to 4 months, you will receive your invitation, and Thank you very much for applying through CIP, uh, Shweta, and I'm happy that we could help Michael. It did take during the COVID, but
Yeah.
I'm happy. We at CIP, we support for our students who are coming through CIP, we support from the study visa, spouse open work permit, and all the extensions, and also for the PR, we provide 50% discount. And for spouse open work permit, I think I'm not sure if you paid anything or maybe 5,000 rupees or $100.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
just
didn't pay
5,000. Yeah.
Mm.
No, just
just out of,
5,000. Hmm.
yes, we now charge about 10,000 rupees. But
Yeah.
it's a way of saying thank you to our special students who have made us successful. So thanks again, and we'll, thanks for joining the talk.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.